Good evening, everyone. It's Hanifa Menon from hearthealthbrainhealth.com, encouraging healthy grieving and mindful actions. Today is Christmas Day. It's actually Christmas Day night, and I wanted to make sure I get out this video to you to make the final video, The Conscious Evolution in Sexuality. So today, first of all, Merry Christmas to everyone who is celebrating. Happy holidays to everyone else. And I wanted to make sure you could see my tree is all lit up. I don't know if you can see that it's lit, but it is, and it looks lovely for me. And I am really enjoying the blessings of this season. I think this time of year always helps me think of love, and that's one of my favorite subjects. So today I came across this quotation that I thought would help us understand this final stage that I'm going to be talking about today. This stage is stage 7, and we are looking at the return to innocence. So, return to innocence, we're also thinking about this is a reconnecting time with the human and the soul from which it's also acting. So remember, let's do a little review in terms of all of the stages first so that you remember what we've gone through. So remember that we started at innocence. We started in that stage of wonder and delight, the childlike enthusiasm and curiosity of everything. So in terms of sexuality, we were just curious about everything and just discovering everything. And it was a very fun stage. Then we moved into the stage of the ego. And the ego had this fun also where it was kind of like, I like this. I have discovered that I like this. And I discovered that you like that. And I think this is fun. And you think that is fun. And so all of that discovery time was happening in the ego stage. Then we went into the stage of the achiever, which was, I can make me happy and I know how to make you happy. And oh my God, this feels so good. So that was the stage of the achiever. Then we went into the stage of the giver, and it's like, oh my God, it feels so good to give you. And what I receive back somehow is so exciting for me. So that was the stage of the giver. And then we went into a quantum leap almost. I'm going to say a stage of transformation where we moved into the seeker stage. And the seeker stage is the stage where little tiny miracles started happening. So remember, in this stage, the seeker is suddenly discovering that what it's looking for is itself, which is that essence, the soul energy, and recognizing that soul energy within oneself is the same as within the partner. And that recognition is a real awakening. And that is such a beautiful space where it's suddenly all these little tiny miracles start showing up. And the miracles are, oh my God, I see a depth in you that I've never noticed before because it's reflecting the depth in me. It's the same. It's the same. I see you at such a deeper space than I've ever seen before. And in terms of sexuality, we start seeing and experiencing things at a whole different level too. So this space brings about those tiny miracles of, oh my God, I love to try that. How did you know I was even thinking that? I don't even remember telling you anything like that, but I have dreamed of it. I have thought about it. I've wished for it. And suddenly you want to do this with me and let's try it. And that sort of excitement was happening in that seeker stage for sexuality. In terms of the next transformation, we went into the seer stage. And the seer stage had two different sections. So remember, there was the universal consciousness that was suddenly understood, where it's like, wow, exactly what's in me is in you. So that brought even more miracles because in the seeker stage, it was just occasional glimpses, occasional glimpses. And then in the seer stage, so seeker stage had occasional glimpses, and seer stage in that universal consciousness stage is a lot of awareness that, wow, it's the same. I feel like I see the same in you as in me, and more miracles started coming. Then we get into divine consciousness, also in the seer stage, which was, oh my God, everything around me, I can feel a same consciousness in the things that are around me, whether I look at the moon, whether I look at the sun, whether I look at grass, whether I look at my dog, or whether I look at my partner. I see such beauty and love, and it is so overflowing. And this experience sexually was fantastic. So remember, it led to these longer climaxes. It led to more sensuality in terms of the sensation of touch, smell, taste, feeling, emotions, depth, experience. So this was such a beautiful stage. So why would you ever want to move out of that, right? Because there's one more stage. There's one more stage, which is the return to innocence. And this return to innocence is a beautiful, beautiful space. So I found this quotation which matches what I would love to share with you about this stage. This quotation is by James Arthur Baldwin, and the quotation says, "Experience which destroys innocence also leads one back to it. Experience which destroys innocence also leads one back to it." Now, this is, I think, very profound because really, if we're returning to innocence and we started at innocence, what's the difference and what was the point of all of that experience, right? That experience was required to get back to innocence because now innocence is fueled with wisdom. So, wisdom that comes in this stage of innocence is far beyond any other experience. That wisdom, which can look at everything as a miracle. So, this wisdom only was acquired through the experiences of all of the other stages. And that wisdom comes through in all aspects of life. So, this will be a wiser way of our experiences and our choices in our experiences too. So when people are going through not so easy times in an experience, they will have a wisdom to draw from to understand what is the best possible step to take in a relationship, in an experience, because our life experiences are shaping us and we're becoming better because of them. And then that wisdom allows us to act from a completely different space. And let me tell you, the sexual experience at this space is beyond words. It is such a depth of connection, of heart to heart, soul to soul. And I know that sounds so cheesy and so unreal. And if I hadn't actually experienced this, I wouldn't be able to speak from that experience. But I can tell you, it is a profound experience. It is a union, it's a merging of energies that can be felt, and it's truly palpable in every cell of the body. So, this is the thing that I noticed, at least in my experience. And I can tell you that I've only had this experience once, but I can tell you that it was so magical. This sort of experience, it was literally like being able to feel every part of my body, which is such a phenomenal thing. And it was so profound that I am quite aware that my mind was not involved in the experience at all. It just felt like it was a complete, almost like an out of body experience. And I can tell you that is so phenomenal. It was beyond words. Again, I say beyond words because it really is. But I can say that I'm not alone in the experience. This is what I found was so magical to discover too, that lots of people are able to get to these places. Now, I had mentioned in my last video that there are processes, there are yogic processes, there's meditative experiences, and I had put links under the last video that I had done for stage 6, and maybe some of you have looked into it and are starting to practice. I do believe that even though people can jump level, so you can go from stage of ego to stage of giver, you could go from stage of ego to stage of seeker. I think theoretically there is something lost if there isn't that learning that's happening in each stage of development. So remember, it was the experience that leads us back to the stage of innocence, and again, innocence with wisdom. And remember, wisdom is acquired through experience. And yeah, I will not deny that there are going to be people who do not need all of that experience that maybe the average person might need to get to that space of wisdom. There are people who have divine gifts. I actually believe in that, and I do believe those are some of the miracles that are born into this world too. So if you are like me and you are more average that way, you might find that going through these stages is actually quite nice to see, where am I today? Where am I today? Where am I today? Always being present, right? In this moment, where am I? Which space am I acting out of today? And if you do get to the space of wisdom, I know you are going to find it as magical as I did. And of course, I'm seeking, no, I am aspiring, I am intending to stay as close to that space as possible. And of course, with great knowledge comes great responsibility. And I will tell you that one of the things that I've noticed in this journey is not only in sexuality, in relationships, in communication, in practice, my healthcare practice, my profession. In every aspect, I find that I have a desire to work from a higher space. And I find that the most thrilling thing in my life. So I hope today that you will spend 5 minutes after this video to just think about A, what space am I in? And B, what space would I like to be in? Because unless you have an intention to move in a particular direction, it happens kind of haphazardly. It just happens, here, now I'm present and I'm understanding what's happening and I think something different is happening. So it's kind of just, it's evolution by default. But you can have a conscious evolution. You can actually move yourself consciously into different stages because you're mindfully aware of where you are every step of the way. And that conscious decision of this is where I'm choosing to be because of this. This is the reason why. This makes me feel better. And definitely go for the space of feeling better. I'm not encouraging anyone to go through guilt, right? So it's like, oh, I could have been better. I could behave better. I should have done this. I would be better if I did this way back then. You need experience to get to next stages. And that is such a blessing. And to me, that's one of the miracles of all of these stages is recognizing I absolutely needed that to be where I am today. So today, 5 minutes, see what stage are you in? And I want to make sure that there's actually a song that I absolutely love, and of course, it would match this video. This song is called "The Return to Innocence," and it's by a band called Enigma. And I wanted to just read a part of that song, which I absolutely love. I'm going to put a link for the song under this video too, but I thought in terms of the words, because you know I love words, I'd share those words with you. So the words say, don't care what people say, just follow your own way. Don't give up and use the chance to return to innocence. That's not the beginning of the end. That's the return to yourself. That's the return to innocence. I absolutely love that song. So I love the words, and I think it's obviously so very fitting for this. I wish you a glorious journey in terms of reconnecting with your soul and recognizing how much more power you can get, how much more joy, how much more comfort, how much peace. There is a playfulness, a joyous appreciation of every moment. And I can't tell you how much I love that experience. I wish that for each of us, and I wish you a wonderful night. And remember, transform your mind and transform your life. Have a great night, everyone.